Hey spin enthusiasts, welcome once again to my incredibly messy office workspace. I'm really excited about what I'm about to do today because this was requested in person at an MCCGA contest this season. So if you've ever seen Spintronics perform, you know that I have this cool jacket here that I wear, the Spintronics logo. This is one of our member jackets. It's my member jacket. So I guess technically it's my staff jacket. But on the back of it, there's all these lovely patches and on the sleeves and things. And I had a student who was a performer in another color guard who sat near us and said, "Hey, why don't you do a jacket tour video so we can know what all of your patches mean?" And I was like, totally, I'm totally gonna do that. That sounds awesome. I don't recall her name. So if you ever make a request of me, like whether it's in person or online or whatever, and you want me to shout out to you, tell me your name, make sure I actually put it in my phone or something so I have it down. I am really bad at remembering names, which is like the number one thing that teachers are supposed to be really good at after like actually teaching. I don't know, I suck. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys on a jacket tour because today I'm gonna be adding a few more patches to my jacket. And you might be like, where? And I'm just like, I'll find a spot, it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna start here on my left sleeve because this is where you'll find some of the oldest patches on my whole jacket. I have the American flag, of course, stars to the front. This is the WGI Sport of the Arts Power Regional from 2005. This was from my second season ever performing in Winter Guard. We went to a Power Regional. This is from the WGI Rocky Mountain Regional, probably that same year. I don't remember. I think we went both years, 2005 and 2006, because this is my Power Regional patch from 2006. I put this guy in the middle. It doesn't have a year on it though, so it was one of those 2 years. Those are my last 2 years that I did Winter Guard with my college. Then my next step back onto the Winter Guard scene was this beautiful patch, the MCCGA Color Guard Championships 2011. This was the first year that Spintronics had a competitive Winter Guard. We had already been an organization for about 2 years at that point. The following year, this is the MCCGA 2012. We have our cute little silhouette with a rifle in the middle. And then they didn't make patches for a while, and or I didn't find them at contests, which is doubtful because I always look for patches. But this is from 2017, which was the first year that we won state championships, and then this was from this year, 2018, MCCGA championships, where we won state championships again. If you notice, we did not win our very first couple of years. We had a guard for 7 years before we won our first state championship. And we're in class IRA, but that might change soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go down the next sleeve here. Of course, we have the Spintronics patch. This is the old version. The new version is a lot more streamlined. It doesn't have this is our old slogan, Color Guard Electrified. I mean, it just made sense. Spintronics has to do with electrons, if you understand the science behind it. This is from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We have been involved with the Macy's Great American Marching Band since 2009. So I have a couple of these different patches from the Macy's Parade. This one features all the balloons. It's really cute. Our third year of existence, we started making show patches. So this is from Spintronics 2013 when we did Motorbike Melody. And you'll notice some of my patches are like printed or woven patches, and some are embroidered. This was a printed one, but this was our little logo, the motorcycle coming through the flames with the music coming out of it and everything. It's really cool. 2014 we did Bunheads and B-Boys. This was, oh boy, this was quite a show. This was an experiment, and I'll just leave it at that. 2015 was our 5th year anniversary. We did Shatter Me by Lindsey Sterling, and it was just really cool. So we made this huge patch for our 5-year anniversary. And it had all of our little, like it had our little hashtag on it, it had the year and everything was written in cool. And of course it has blue stars. I always try to put blue stars everywhere if I can, our logo. 2016 was Spectrum. This was our year that Justin joined us. We had a new designer. And then 2017, we have our Girl from Ipanema patch. Of course, this was our first year that we won state championships, and it actually says it on here, 2017 state champions. It's got our little logo with gold around it, and I had told them if we got silver or whatever, I would have put silver around it, but this is what we did, and it was awesome. So, the back of my jacket. I think I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down. These are not in any sort of chronological order whatsoever. In fact, they're kind of in order from like the center out. So if you've ever put patches on something, you know that generally you kind of start putting patches down underneath the logo and then you spread out and up from there. But I'll just work my way from the top down so you can kind of see what we got going on. This is from the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. My husband and I won a trip to Las Vegas and it was crazy cool. We got to go there like right before New Year's Eve and we got to see Britney Spears do her New Year's Eve performance, and it was just this incredible experience and we loved it so much. If you know me, you know I was in the Olympics in 2016 in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. I did save up a lot of money for multiple years before going, and I did study Portuguese before going. So I learned to speak Portuguese and I got to go to Rio and I was in the opening ceremonies. I even got a close-up on national television, international television. I don't know. It was on NBC anyways. I don't know if it was anywhere else. This patch is from the Brazilian Vanguard. So the drum corps in Brazil that I went and I helped while I was down there. You can see they have like, it's like this little check mark in front of a circle, but they kind of have the Brazilian flag in the check mark. So it's just a really cool logo. After going there, I actually got these made and gave them to everyone in Brazilian Vanguard because they were such an awesome group of kids to teach. This is my little flags, American of course, and this is Poland because I am Polish. I have another Brazilian flag here from when I went to Brazil. Not that I'm trying to be symbolic by having anything above the American flag, I just keep running out of space over and over again. This patch is from the Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil. You can see the flag in the background, and this was such a cool experience because you see it all the time on like TV and movies and stuff, and actually getting to go see it was just incredible. This is from the Hard Rock Hotel in Tulsa. We did a WGPO show a couple years ago with Spintronics, and we stayed in a hotel that was right across from the Hard Rock Casino, and so we had dinner there and also went and checked out the hotel and everything. So I got my Hard Rock there. If you don't figure it out by the end of this, I really enjoy Hard Rock as a brand. Why? I don't know. It's awesome to me though. Coming back over here, this is a vintage Macy's patch. They did these for the 91st annual parade. It's just, I think this one's probably my favorite one. I just love that vintage look. Down here, I have a rainbow, and it doesn't say anything, but I've done the St. Louis Pride Parade. I've been a member of the St. Louis Pride Parade color guard for the last couple of years, and so I have my rainbow kind of representing that. Oregon Zoo, my husband and I, every couple of years we go to Oregon to visit his grandmother, and we went to the zoo, and it was just really fun. So I like zoos too a lot. That's another place I like to go. This is from the One World Observatory, One World Trade Center, and this is something we do with Macy's every year. You'll see I have some other patches too. When I go to Macy's each year, since about 2010 or 2011, we started going to visit all the memorials and everything that had to do with 9/11. And so I've kind of got to see the development of the memorial over the course of like 8 years or however long. It's been almost 10 years now. And it's been really amazing going from like ground zero where there was nothing to this big beautiful tower, and we got to go up in the tower this past year, 2017, and that was the first time we'd been in the tower, and it was just amazing. This is from the All-American Halftime Show at the Citrus Bowl. We did that in 2015. I had a group of kids go there. I think we did a vlog about it. You can find somewhere. This is from Memphis. If you guys know me, I used to live in Memphis for a little while. I marched with the Memphis Sound Drum and Bugle Corps. Memphis is like a really big place in my history and in my heart. And last year for my birthday, my husband said, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I said, I just want to run away from all my problems. And he said, okay, get in the car. And so we got in the car and we drove to Memphis, and we just spent the whole day goofing off in Memphis, and we had barbecue and stuff. But anyway, Memphis is really near and dear to my heart. Memphis comes with me everywhere I go. Come back over here. This is from Lake of the Ozarks, Tantera, which is actually changing its name to Margaritaville. This is a place where a lot of people go for teacher in-services and other things like that. So this is where teachers go to learn stuff, and now it's going to be called Margaritaville. So that's going to look great going on all of our requests for funding from schools. This is from Multnomah Falls in Oregon. I love waterfalls. My husband and I both love waterfalls a lot. Actually, he proposed to me in front of a waterfall in Oregon, which was awesome. I'll tell you about that in a bit. This was the Fort to Sea Trail. It's a 7-mile trail that goes from, I don't remember the name of the fort, but it goes from one of the Lewis and Clark forts, the very last one, all the way out to the ocean, to the Pacific Ocean, and it's really, really pretty trail to hike on. This is the Maid of the Mist. My husband and I had our honeymoon at Niagara Falls, and we rode Maid of the Mist, and it was really fun. I mean, it was super touristy and cheesy, but like, it was a cool experience to have. This is from Hershey Gardens. This is from the St. Louis Zoo. This is from Disneyland. This was one of my absolute favorite sites to go see when we go to New York. This was the very first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade patch that I ever got from the year that my sister was in the Macy's Parade, 2009, the 9/11 Memorial. This is my Mickey on the opposite side to match my Minnie. This is from the Trail of Tears in Oklahoma. This is another one from Niagara Falls. The Hurricane Deck, it was crazy. Santa Monica, the end of Route 66. I have almost traveled all of Route 66. I've done everything from Chicago to Flagstaff, Arizona, and then I have not done from Flagstaff to Santa Monica, but I've been to Santa Monica, and I was there for the Rose Bowl parade. That was a lot of fun. This is from the Citrus Bowl again. This is the All-American Halftime Show. Okay, speaking of caves, this one's from Onondaga Cave in Missouri. This is from California when we went for the Rose Bowl. This is from Silver Falls State Park in Oregon. This was actually from the first time I went to Silver Falls. The second time I went to Silver Falls is when my husband proposed, but I had already bought this. This is from the Hard Rock Cafe in New York. I have been to a lot of Hard Rocks, but most of them have the exact same patch, which looks like this one over here from Hard Rock St. Louis. But when I see one that's a little different, like this one's from Indianapolis, this one's from New York, I've actually probably been to 20 different Hard Rocks, but this is it between these three, and then the two, the Hard Rock Hotel and the Hard Rock, well, I showed you those earlier, the Hard Rock Hotel and the Hard Rock Casino ones, those were different also. So anytime I find a different one, I grab it, but usually they're the same. Usually they look like this. This is from the Harry S. Truman Historic Site. My best friend Meredith, when she got married, the hotel we stayed at was right across the street from this, so that was kind of my way of commemorating that occasion. This is from St. Louis, from the Arch, if you've ever been there. It's really cool to go up into. This is from Zoo America. It's at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. Again, I love zoos. This is from the Indianapolis 500. I actually broke down there when I was on my way from Muncie, Indiana. I was at the Color Guard Instructor Academy at the Music for All Summer Symposium one year, and when I was done there, I was driving back home to Columbia, Missouri to go see a drum corps show, and I broke down in Indiana, and luckily I had family there I could stay with, but I missed the drum corps show, but I got to see the Indy 500, so that was interesting. This is another cave, Merrimack Caverns. This one's a huge attraction. It's not as big of a cave, but it is a huge attraction in Stanton, Missouri. This was where Jesse James hid a lot of his gold. I already showed you the Hard Rock ones. Oh, this one's from Las Vegas. My husband and I went there. Like I said, we won a trip to Las Vegas. It was a lot of fun. This one's from the Science Center in Oregon. I really enjoyed that too. There was a huge Mars exhibit when we went. I love Mars. This is from Fort Vancouver. That's what it's called. That's where the trail starts, is at Fort Vancouver in Oregon. This is Amtrak. I love trains. If you've ever watched the vlogs, I mean, there are slight occasions where I freak out because there's a train. I love trains. Why? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you, but I love trains so much. So anyway, I have an Amtrak patch there. This is from Bennett Springs State Park. This is actually where my husband lived, or where he grew up, not where he lived when we met. He lived in Springfield when we met, but this is where he grew up. This is where his family was. So I have a patch from that. And this is the theme patch from the Rose Bowl Parade when we were in it in 2013. I did have some students who were in it in 2017, but I didn't get to go that year because I had just gotten back from Brazil. This is just my yoga patch. I used to do yoga a lot. Now I just kind of do it on occasion whenever I can find time to. Probably should get back into this more. This is from the American Civil War Sesquicentennial. This is from Mammoth Spring State Park. It's funny, I only recently got this because Mammoth Spring is not far from where I live, only about an hour. I've been there hundreds of times, but usually I'm there when the shop is closed, so I actually was there for once when the shop was open. All right, flipping over to the front side. There's not as much here. I'm almost done, I promise. Of course, we have our logo embroidered on the front left, and then I had this idea that I would like to do this for everybody because, you know, we put our country on our shoulder, but like, we're about to be a multi-planet species here within the next, I don't know, 20, 30 years or so. And I was like, we should also put what planet we're from somewhere on our jacket. So this is the Earth. I found this patch on Amazon for like a couple bucks and put it on there, and it makes me happy. On this side I have the breast cancer ribbon. We did a show about breast cancer some years ago. If you know me, my mom passed away from cancer, not breast cancer, but she passed away from cancer, and our breast cancer show was kind of like a tribute to her. Of course, my name's on here. I should probably get a new one with my new name, maybe, when I get a new one, eventually. I am a Zumba instructor also, so this is my Zumba patch from when they did World Tour. I was actually in Brazil when they did World Tour, when they had their World Tour stop there. That was amazing. Finally, my pins. So I did not get to march my age out year of DCI, and so I don't have an age out pin. I broke my shoulder, even though I was a part of the Blue Stars for a couple of years. I broke my shoulder and had to step out my age out year, but my friend Meredith bought me this pin and gave it to me on the, oh my gosh, the 5th anniversary, I think, of what would have been my age out year. So that was awesome. I have my little DCI alumni pin. And then this is my Spintronics 5-year pin. So everyone who is a member or staff member of Spintronics for 5 or 10 years, there's a 5 and 10-year award. The 5-year award is silver with a teal gem. The 10-year award is gold with a crystal gem. So when we get anyone, so this goes to any member. We've only had a couple of members who completed their 5-year award. We've had several staff who completed their 5-year award. So that's just a nice little pin that goes on your jacket collar. I have some new patches I'm gonna put on today. The national parks just released this one, the passport patch, and I have one of their national parks passports because I travel so much, and basically everywhere I go I'm like, oh, is there a national park somewhere, and I'll get my stamp for it. And it's just like a fun little nationwide scavenger hunt to do. There's also a state park one for Missouri, and so I get that one stamped too everywhere I go, so that's really fun. This is from Willis Tower in Chicago. Back when I was teaching legends, I would ride the train up to Chicago and then over to Kalamazoo to meet up with them. And sometimes my layover would be super long in Chicago, so I one year went up to Willis Tower and got to look out over the entire city of Chicago, and it was such a clear day. I even saw the Michigan border. It's pretty cool since I grew up in Michigan. Then this one I'm super proud of. This is our Severance patch. This year we won state championship again, as you can see here. It even says it on it. But we did a show about a little girl's parents who were getting divorced. But actually I won't tell you what happened by the end of the season. You'll have to just go watch the video to find out, because we changed the show at the very end of the season. And it was a lot of fun. There's gonna be more announcements coming out about that soon, within like a month or so. So make sure you keep watching to see all of that. Anyway, I hope this video has been entertaining and informative for you guys. Now you'll know whenever you see me out and about wearing my lovely jacket, it's not just about like my color guard life, it's about my whole life and everywhere I've been and everything I've done. If you have a cool collection like that and you want to share some pictures with me, do it. Send it to me. I mean, don't send me the collection, send me the pictures. Keep the collection for yourself. But if you have patches or, I mean, charms or stamps or spoons, I don't know what people collect nowadays. I have no idea. Do you collect something? But anyway, send it my way, and if you want a shout out, like I said, send me your name, I will give you a shout out. And let me know you actually want a shout out, because if you just are like, hey, here's my collection, I have no idea. Like this video, give us a big old thumbs up, and make sure you share it with all your friends, because color guard is so much more fun when you do it on a team.